All right, get this checked. This is marvelous. This is my opinion for the day. Just got done watching the video of Mr. Matt Walsh. Pretty well-spoken guy. He has his side of the public. I say he's more on the right side of politics, stuff like that. But besides all that regard, just watching this guy's video, having a debate with transgender and not transgender. I would say mostly on non-binary and pronouns and things of that such. And listening to the arguments and the debates for a long time on this particular topic, because again, I have to learn things for myself as well. I'm getting to see where the argument and confusion lies, and also the plight of both sides, and what it is they're trying to achieve. Honestly, I believe if they looked at it from each other's perspectives, they would honestly not even try to necessarily disagree with the end result of what they're trying to accomplish. I give you this. So with the non-binary person, this individual, his whole he, she, they, them, the whole plight of this individual is basically do not judge me based upon my image. I am a person. Get to know who I am. The word you want to look for is the who, all right? Then you have the other gentleman, Mr. Matt Walsh, my apologies. He says, but I'm talking about what you are. And then the non-binary says, are you going to resort me down to my genitalia? Is that how you want society to be? Just, place me on what I am. And I'm just like, okay. I can see where this is coming down to. I can see why this is such a strong thing right now. And you know what? I agree that is an issue, to judge people based on preconceived notions, based on what you see with normal constructs and things that we place on people like men, women, whatever, right? That is an issue that can cause unnecessary pressure on a free society. I'll get to that topic later. But when you have a free society, you know what I'm saying? Let me make it real quick. If you have a free society, you can't expect to have a controlled social consensus. It's free, so people are going to think and do what they want to do, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be inconsistencies and hypocrisies within that type of society. Again, I'm going off topic. That's not what I was trying to get to. What I mean to say is this: who you are, right, is not what you are. Period. They're not the same. They really aren't. And this is where it goes to what the non-binary was saying, was just like, for the most part, I don't have to give into certain programmings. Just because I appear this way doesn't mean I have to be this way. Facts, 100%. Again, I agree with you. And they take it as an insult when you call them this said thing. But that's based on the pre-context of what their ideology is about. Now, me, I don't consider it an insult personally if you call me a man, because that's what I am. Personally, that's what I am. I don't look at it in the sense of like you're identifying me in some way, you're judging me in some way, or you're trying to define me by labeling me as a man. I don't look at it that way. I'm not taking it in that full context. But the approach, I think, is the thing. What is it's not a bad thing to try to solve for the non-binary and the LGBT community in general. What they're trying to accomplish is not a bad thing, but it's the method in which they're trying to approach this is unrealistic. They were better off going in the way that honestly the feminists were doing, kind of like blurring certain cultural norms and making things more what's the word I'm looking for? Genderless. You know what I'm saying? So you have it where men and women can do certain practices and certain things, because now we're in a more free, open society. Things are much more easier. Technology has taken over so many things. The things that men and women used to do in the old days are no longer a thing. People can afford, in general, people in society, in a free society, can afford to do things that were once conventional and traditional, and no longer those things at all. But that's just, me looking at it from a bigger perspective. We don't necessarily need to have all these what they say, gender constructs. We don't. That's the real, I would say, tackle that you have to look at if you're going to approach it from the non-binary people's aspect. You want to attack this and look at things as gender neutral as possible, more so than just trying to go at a word and allow people to just come to their own consent. The thing is, you will never have a grand consensus because everyone's making up the rules as they go along. So you're kind of making the situation worse, in my opinion, because you want everyone to, you're basically giving everyone the free will and open to have the world revolve around them in some way, with the language, which is just the language. When you let someone to define the words themselves, it's kind of confusion. You're going to cause confusion with that, because then you basically just take the two words and the meaning of what they are, and you just say they're absolved of any meaning because they're self-defining, meaning anyone can define it. So it's like the words themselves should not even exist. But I digress. I understand the plight of where they're going with that, but that's not the, again, to try to get rid of stereotypes, preconceived notions, and unnecessary pressures on individuals in a society. This isn't the best method. Attacking a language is not going to be, we need communication. We need communication. That's not going to work. That approach is not going to work. At best, like I said, my suggestion is to continue to do as we're doing now. I believe the feminists are really doing their part when it comes to, basically, I don't want to say, what's the word I want to use? Doing everything that a man can do, proving that they can do what men do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to break the social norms. That's what women are doing. And yes, I mean women, biological women, okay? For those who were already getting triggered by me using that word, yes, biological women. All right, because I'm not taking away the context of what they are. All right, there are two distinctive types. All right, not purely, but on average and at most, men and women. Period. All right. Again, I don't agree with the ideology of gender fluidity and stuff like that. I get it. I know where they're going with that. I just don't agree with the method, because it causes a bunch of confusion. You give the people, the individuals, the power to redefine and reshape whatever word they want, how to define it. It just causes confusion. It's caused inconsistencies. It's just, like they say, it's fluid. It just could change on a flip of a dime. And I don't think that's how we should go about in society, unless you want people to be more selfish. Because that's all, in my opinion, that's all it's going to lead down to. People being just more selfish, more entitled to themselves and their own opinions and what they believe what matters to. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. There's no cohesiveness. There's no concrete. There's no solidity. I can't get on board with that. But where you're trying to go with that, yes, that direction, cool. That method, nah, I'm not with that. I can't do that. But I do appreciate the efforts. The gentleman, I wish he had, Mr. Walsh, I wish he had just a little more patience to deal with it. Some of the stuff he espoused, I get it where he was coming from. He's breaking it down very simple on where his argument lies. But there was a part, on the whole part of a debate, right, is to understand the person's plight and not look for words to get angry about. Like, don't attack the words, understand the word, get in between the line, understand context. And I know this man's smart. If he ever hears this video, I'm not trying to challenge your intelligence. I just looked at the video and then I looked at your actual breakdown of your own video, or not your video, Dr. Phil's video, and I thought that it was an interesting take. But I think and you know what you did too, you corrected yourself, or at least you critiqued yourself when it came to argument, by standing on the grounds and not going into the weeds. That's true. When it comes to debate, stick to your guns. Don't go in the weeds. Don't go on things you don't know. But there's a lot of things I would honestly say that I don't think you do know. And that's why you're supposed to be there to listen to what they're saying. Now, they may not have good talking skills neither. They might be able to convey themselves. I'm actually going with the words they use in other topics and other conversations and debates I've heard in the past, and kind of just getting a better understanding what this all really means and what the plight is, what's the direction they're trying to go with this. And once I see where we're going, I'm like, I'm on board, but not on this train. I'm willing to go there with you, but not by these means. So, but for you, I don't even think your argument isn't within. It's just like I said, it's selfish. It's you're defending the language, and I'm with you in that regard. I don't think the language needs to change. I think our attitudes towards certain norms that we do in our everyday life need to change. That's what needs to change, not the language. People who get offended by certain things is because they themselves also have preconceived notions that they don't deal with. So it's like everyone's guilty of it. Everyone has preconceived notions. Everyone has stereotypes and stuff. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to be open-minded to ideas, and that's a person-to-person type of thing. And trying to force language on people to get them to see, is especially when it's just not good. It's no. This method is a no for me. But yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Sorry it took like 10 minutes to like get my point across. But y'all guys take care. Peace.